Hi, welcome to SBR TV. I'm Peter Loshak. Football is in the NFL preseason at the moment, and the futures and win totals for college and pro football are out right now. And we're going to talk to SBR moderator and resident professional gambler Justin Seven about football futures and win totals at this point in the season. We'll ask him how professional gamblers see those lines and what kind of value there might be with those lines. Justin Seven, thanks for doing this call with us.
Hey, Peter.
All right, so just to start out, futures and win totals at this point in the season, how sharp are those lines overall?
They're getting sharper. Once the limits go up, they get banged in. When they originally come up with low limits of $250, right. Nobody's really betting those too much.
But do the pros actually bet those? Because I would assume that even if there's a ton of value, a real pro wouldn't want to tie up his money on one bet for 5 months or something.
Sure, they bet them. I mean, there's two different approaches to betting them. One is if you have credit, you bet with credit, and it doesn't cost you anything. You're not tying up capital. The other is if you have more than a couple $100,000 and you're never tying up that much money at once, it doesn't hurt you to get 10% interest rate on 3 months, because it's not. I mean, a 5 or 10% return on your risk for 3 months is pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So are there a reasonable amount of futures and or win total lines that have that kind of edge?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think anyone can spend some time and probably get 5% on it. But the problem is, a lot of your smaller players don't want to tie up the money that long.
Right.
So, and your bigger pro players aren't going to bother with it. So it's kind of a narrow range, of people that are actually going to bet these things.
All right. Well, let's say that you're a fan of a team or a bunch of teams, and you want to make a futures bet or a win total bet. What can you do to find out whether you're getting a good line or not?
Well, you need to set your own line to find out what is the fair number. So. And one approach to doing that is to look at the team's performance last year, not the wins and losses so much in football as how many points they scored, points they allowed, or their yardage. You can use, Pythagorean theorem to get a baseline, adjust that if their points were better or worse than they should be, given their yards and turnovers, and then you make adjustments for things that change in the offseason.
And how accurate is that approach? Because it would seem to me, you admit, as of someone who only does stat modeling, even you admit that there's quote unquote many ways to skin a cat. And it seems like these kinds of bets, the futures and win totals, there would be a greater than usual opportunity to find edges based on sort of non-quantitative methods.
Sure, I don't know them, but I bet they exist.
Tell us some of the futures or win total bets that you've already made this year.
I've only done college so far. I'm still waiting in the NFL for more stuff to happen in the preseason. I'm trying to pull up. Here we go. Looks like I made 18 bets on college season wins.
Rattle off some of them.
Iowa. I bet Iowa over 8.
How about Ohio State?
I like the over. Let me see if I actually bet it. I don't think I bet Ohio State, but I think I was looking at the over. I didn't bet it.
Okay. Are there any big name programs that wound up being a bet on the win totals? Either over or under?
Let's see. Southern Cal.
This
is going to look terrible. I bet over 7.5 on USC. Texas. I bet under 8.5. A&M. I bet under 8.5 for them also. Alabama. Is it bad I can't even tell you what number I bet or which way I bet it unless I look at my records?
No, I mean it means that you're a true pro. That's what we take from this.
I bet these, just like 3 days ago, and I don't remember a single one of them. So I bet TCU over 9. But it's deceptive to say, just that you bet a certain thing, because the price is everything.
Right.
Over or under both could be the right side depending on what the price you're getting is. And one other thing to remember is if a season win is even off half of a game, that is just a huge price. I mean, if you look at, for example, if you're looking at an NFL game and a team is expected to have 8 wins, how much of an advantage do you have if it's 8.5 instead of 8? And it turns out to be so much that you almost ignore the price.
Really?
And in college, it's even bigger because we're in NFL. Most of the games, most of the games either side could win. In college, it's like even though it's a 12-game season, maybe there's only really 8 games that are going to be competitive, where either the team will get blown out or they'll blow out the other team. And so if you have only 8 competitive games instead of 16 games, each half game matters even more.
So then you do wait until the preseason is over to bet any NFL futures, right?
I want to maybe not until it's over, but I won't bet it this early.
Right.
There's still a lot of people moving around.
All right. Thanks so much for this information, Justin. Really appreciate it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.